Hello, and welcome back to Healthy Aging with Nutrition. If you're over 60 and living with type 2 diabetes, you've probably been told to be careful with what you eat, especially when it comes to nuts. Many people worry that nuts are too high in fat, too dense in calories, or that they'll spike blood sugar, so they cut them out completely. The truth is, certain nuts could be one of the most overlooked tools in your diabetes management plan. So in this video, I'll show you exactly which 3 nuts diabetics over 60 should eat and the 3 you need to avoid. These choices are simple, backed by science, and easy to include in your everyday meals. Before I dive in the details, make sure to like and subscribe to Healthy Aging with Nutrition for more science-backed tips designed to support seniors in living healthier, longer lives.
Should eat. If you're over 60 and living with diabetes, the right kinds of nuts can actually help you, not hurt you. They can support steady blood sugar, reduce hunger, and even protect your heart. Here are 3 types of nuts you can consider adding to your diet. 1. Walnuts. Let's begin with a powerhouse, walnuts. Walnuts are rich in omega-3 fatty acids, a type of healthy fat that reduces inflammation and supports heart health. For seniors with type 2 diabetes, this is incredibly important since diabetes increases the risk of cardiovascular issues. What makes walnuts especially powerful for people with diabetes is their low glycemic index and glycemic load. This means they have minimal impact on blood glucose, even when eaten as a snack. The fiber and protein in walnuts slow down the digestion of carbohydrates, helping prevent sudden spikes in blood sugar after meals. A study by the National University of Singapore, conducted on over 138,000 women, found that those who ate more than 2 servings of walnuts per week had a 24% lower risk of developing type 2 diabetes compared to those who rarely ate them. That said, walnuts are calorie-dense. To avoid unintended weight gain, most experts recommend limiting your portion to about 9 halves, 36 grams per day. That's more than enough to enjoy the health benefits without overdoing it. Here's a simple tip to make walnuts part of your daily routine, without any fuss. In the morning, try sprinkling a few crushed walnuts into your warm oatmeal. The crunch pairs perfectly with the softness of oats, and the combination of healthy fats and fiber helps keep your blood sugar steady for hours. And here's the best part. You don't need a lot. Just 7 to 9 walnut halves a day can give you the benefits without the extra calories. It's a small step, but it can make a big impact on how you feel and how you manage your diabetes.
2. Almonds. Now, if walnuts are the powerhouse nut for heart and brain health, then almonds are the steady blood sugar companion you'll want to keep close by. They may be smaller, but don't let their size fool you. Almonds come packed with nutrients that are especially helpful for people managing type 2 diabetes. A 2021 study published in the journal Frontiers in Nutrition found that incorporating almonds into a balanced diabetic diet led to a significant reduction in post-meal blood glucose levels and improved overall glycemic control in adults over 50 with type 2 diabetes. These nuts are incredibly nutrient-dense. They're packed with magnesium, which helps improve insulin sensitivity. They're also high in fiber, which slows the absorption of sugar in the bloodstream.
Additionally, almonds contain both soluble and insoluble fiber, which not only aids digestion, but also helps regulate glucose absorption. Despite having a small amount of natural sugar, almonds have a very low glycemic index, making them a safe and stable option for long-term glucose control. Maria, a 61-year-old retired nurse with type 2 diabetes, began including a handful of raw almonds as her mid-morning snack after her doctor recommended increasing her fiber intake. Over the course of 2 months, she noticed a steady improvement in her fasting glucose numbers. The recommended serving is about 23 almonds per day, which equals roughly 1 ounce. You can chop them and sprinkle over Greek yogurt with a few berries, or add sliced almonds to steamed green beans with a dash of olive oil and garlic for a savory side dish. While almonds are beneficial, they're not a standalone solution to managing diabetes. For the best results, combine almonds with a balanced diet, regular exercise, stress management, and sleep habits that support your overall health. Have you or someone you care about ever tried adding almonds to help manage blood sugar? If yes, how did it go? Share your experience in the comments below. We'd love to hear your story. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to share it with others who might benefit too. A small tip today could make a big difference tomorrow.
3. Cashews. Now, if almonds surprised you, get ready, because the next nut on our list isn't as fiber-rich, but it still plays a role in a balanced diabetic diet. It's lower in fiber and higher in carbs, yet still safe in the right portions. Let's talk about cashews. Cashews are creamy, delicious, and rich in healthy fats and plant protein. However, they are a bit higher in carbohydrates and lower in fiber than walnuts or almonds. Cashews also have a low glycemic index, making them safe for diabetic consumption in moderate amounts. They're particularly rich in magnesium, about 292 milligrams per 100 grams, a mineral known for improving insulin sensitivity. In fact, studies suggest that individuals who consume around 10 cashews a day, 5 days a week, see benefits in blood sugar regulation without gaining weight, provided they avoid flavored or salted varieties. Dr. Stephen Harris, an endocrinologist with over 20 years of experience, confirms these findings. In my clinical practice, patients who consistently ate 8 to 10 plain cashews 5 days a week experienced noticeable improvements in their HbA1c levels over 3 months. Cashews, when consumed properly, are not only safe but beneficial for older adults managing type 2 diabetes. You can also make homemade cashews milk by blending soaked cashews with water and straining the mixture. This natural dairy-free beverage is perfect for people with diabetes and can be added to morning coffee, smoothies, or enjoyed on its own between meals to help manage hunger and support blood sugar stability. As you can see, walnuts, almonds, and cashews, when eaten in the right portions, can be powerful allies in your journey to better blood sugar control. They're simple, accessible, and can easily fit into any diet. These 3 nuts aren't just snacks, they're tools for healing. But just like any tool, how you use them makes all the difference. However, not all nuts are as healthy as they seem. Some types, though popular, can actually make diabetes worse, especially for those over 60. That's why it's crucial to understand exactly what you're eating before adding any type of nut to your daily diet. For people living with diabetes, the right food choices can slow disease progression and protect long-term health. I'll go over a few types of nuts that you or someone you care about might want to limit or avoid altogether. And if you find this information helpful, be sure to share this video with family or friends to protect their health. Part 2. Shouldn't eat.
Now that we've covered the good nuts, it's time to talk about the other side, the nuts that can actually sabotage your health goals. 1. Pine nuts. One nut-like snack that's commonly enjoyed in some cultures but may not be ideal for diabetic seniors is pine nuts. This might come as a surprise, but pine nuts aren't the best choice for people with diabetes. While they're often praised for their buttery flavor and used in gourmet dishes like pesto, pine nuts are extremely high in omega-6 fatty acids. Why does that matter? Omega-6 fats, when consumed in excess and out of balance with omega-3s, can trigger inflammation, a core factor in insulin resistance and diabetes complications. An 2020 article from Harvard Health Publishing warns that a high omega-6 to omega-3 ratio is linked with increased inflammatory markers in people with metabolic syndrome, which includes type 2 diabetes. And since most Western diets are already high in omega-6s from processed foods, adding pine nuts can tip the scale further in the wrong direction. Like melon seeds, pine nuts are also extremely high in fat, with up to 68.4 grams of fat per 100 grams. While these fats are mostly unsaturated, the overall calorie density makes them risky for people with type 2 diabetes, especially older adults. Eating large amounts of pine nuts can put additional strain on blood vessels, raise blood sugar levels, and increase the risk of cardiovascular complications. In fact, pine nuts are high in calories, which can quickly lead to weight gain and obesity if not controlled in terms of portion sizes. For people with diabetes, this extra weight can make it more difficult to control blood sugar levels. 2. Honey roasted nuts. Honey roasted nuts often look like a harmless treat, even a better alternative to chips or cookies. But if you're living with diabetes, especially in your 60s or older, these sugary snacks might be doing more harm than you think. While the nuts themselves may still contain healthy fats and nutrients, the sugary glaze wrapped around them acts like a blood sugar grenade. That thin layer of honey and sugar can spike your glucose levels faster than you'd expect, especially if you're snacking without checking the portion size. This added sugar causes a faster spike in blood glucose levels, which can be particularly dangerous if you're already insulin resistant. A 2019 study published in Nutrients found that even modest amounts of added sugars can impair glucose tolerance in older adults, increasing the risk of complications. For people with diabetes, especially seniors over 60, these sweetened nuts can quietly sabotage your blood sugar control. 3. Salted or flavored nuts. Did you know that just 1 ounce, 28 grams, of salted cashews can contain up to 200 milligrams of sodium? That might not sound like much until you realize that it's often just a snack before a full meal. Add that up, and suddenly you're well past your daily sodium limit without even knowing it. They seem harmless, right? Just a few tasty nuts. But for someone managing diabetes, especially those over 55, these little bites can pack a dangerous punch. According to the American Heart Association, adults should aim for no more than 1,500 milligrams of sodium per day, especially if they have high blood pressure or diabetes. Excess sodium contributes to fluid retention, hypertension, and kidney stress, all of which can worsen diabetic conditions. Most commercially packaged nuts are coated with layers of salt, sugar, or artificial flavoring. This dramatically increases sodium intake, which raises blood pressure, a major concern for diabetics over 55, who are already at higher risk of cardiovascular complications. That's why it's so important to read labels carefully. Don't just go by what the front of the package says. Words like keto-friendly or low-carb can be misleading. Always check the ingredients list for hidden sugars like maltodextrin, dextrose, or corn syrup. Be especially cautious with trail mixes or nuts sold in bulk bins. These often contain dried fruits, chocolate, or coatings that raise the glycemic load. If you're unsure whether a nut product is safe, it's a good idea to speak with a registered dietitian or your doctor. You might even consider roasting your own nuts at home with spices like cinnamon or turmeric to avoid unhealthy additives. Choosing plain, minimally processed nuts gives you all the benefits without the blood sugar spikes. It's a small decision that could make a big difference over time.
To wrap up, we've explored 3 of the best nuts to support blood sugar control and 3 that could actually make things worse for people with type 2 diabetes, especially as we age. From the healthy benefits of walnuts and almonds to the surprising risks hidden in salted seeds and pine nuts, knowing what to eat and what to avoid can make a huge difference in how you manage your condition. Whether you enjoy snacking between meals or need something to keep your blood sugars steady on the go, the right nuts can be a game changer. Just remember, it's not just what you eat, but how much and how often that matters. If you're living with diabetes or caring for someone who is, we hope this video gives you practical, science-backed tips you can use right away. And as always, talk to your doctor before making any major changes to your diet. If you found this video helpful and want more tips like this, don't forget to subscribe to Healthy Aging with Nutrition and tap the bell so you never miss a video.